So this morning, I found this in my mailbox. The latest issue of New Scientist, Finding the Multiverse. We are homing in on evidence of other universes etched into space. We are homing in. So question is, who's the we that is homing in? But it's a good issue because what it talks about is both the mathematics and the early evidence that might be multiverses, maybe even infinite universes. I'll just read a couple of things here. The researchers are betting that if we can cool and manipulate potassium atoms to extremely low temperatures when tiny bubbles should form spontaneously, we will have a proxy for the otherwise unobservable processes thought to have stirred new universes. By studying these bubbles, we could glean fresh clues as to how any past collisions between our universe and others would leave a mark that we might plausibly hunt down in astronomical data. To be clear, what we're talking about here is the inflationary universe. The inflationary multiverse is different than the quantum multiverse, and on and on. In quantum theory, the lowest possible energy state for space-time, the stage on which everything there is plays out, including our possible multiverse, is called a vacuum. But if the space between universes is constantly inflating, it can't be a true vacuum. And then, that's the inflationary multiverse. And then in the quantum multiverse, the collapse of the wave function that we observe is one universe, but the wave function continues to propagate into infinite similar collapses, which create multiverses. So this conversation is getting hot. What is always missing is we keep saying we. So who is the we that is discovering the multiverse? And what is forgotten is that we are both the seer and part of the entangled scenery that we observe. I'll repeat that. We are both the seer and part of the entangled scenery we observe. Okay, so without defining we, you can't say what that multiverse is, because we is always there. Finding the multi-universe, who or what is finding the multiverse? Okay, until we answer that question, we will never be able to actually understand the dynamics of the creation of the multiverse, other than it comes from something that is unobservable, something that is unobservable, something that is irreducible, something that is formless, something that is incomprehensible, something that is infinite, something that is timeless. What is that thing? So when I look out through these eyes, who or what is looking? When I look at this through these eyes, I look at my own body, I look at you, and look at all this, all simultaneously. At the same time, I look at my thoughts, my feelings, my imaginations. So what is this I that is finding the multiverse? What finds? What discovers? And it's very easy to say scientists discover. But what is a scientist? Is a scientist not a form of consciousness with a particular methodology? And can we exclude the scientist from science? Can we include the scientist not only from science, but that which science predicts, that which science conceives, that which science calculates? Who or what is generating the multiverse? first, right now, in the quantum domain. And also, if you want to think of it in terms of time, then who or what observes the cosmic wave background now, the birth of the universe now? Who or what is observing that? And it's very easy to say that this observation is here, but this is an observation deck, okay, for the universe to experience itself. This brain is an observation deck to the universe to experience itself as this and all this simultaneously. So you are the seer, and you're also part of the entangled scenery. These attempts at understanding are very laudable because, mathematics is an activity in consciousness. Science is an activity in consciousness. Experiments are conceived in consciousness. Observations occur in consciousness. And what is observed also happens in consciousness. So consciousness is the observer, all the different modes of knowing, and all things known. Let's try a little simple experiment. Take your thumb and rub it over your finger. So in this case now, the thumb is the observer and the finger is the observed. Or you can say the thumb is the feeler and the finger is that which is felt. Now change that. The finger is moving against the thumb. So now this is the observer and that is the observed. The finger is the observer and the thumb is the observed. The finger is feeling and the thumb is felt. But in reality, there is only the sensation. There is only the knowing. The observer and the observed are differentiated aspects of the knowing. And the knowing is awareness. Awareness knows itself as the observer, the process of knowing, and the observed. Even the identity of the observer and the observed is provisional because that which observed is constantly changing. This is changing. Okay, and that which is observed is also constantly changing. The thing that is orchestrating and co-evolving as the ecosystem of observer, observation, and observed is infinite. And if we just focus on the knowing instead of what it knows and what is known, that's where the secret is. The secret is in the knowingness that we call consciousness. Consciousness knows itself as all observers, all modes of knowing, and all universes observed. In this bigger scheme, then, how about all the wars? How about all the terrorism? How about all the politics? How about all the conflict? How about all the anguish? How about all the despair? How about all the cruelty? How about all the hurt? All about all the destruction? We are like little ants in an ant colony that has been disrupted, totally oblivious of that in which the ant colony exists as just one modality of knowing, one modality of what we call the known. And because our lens of observation is so defined by the observation deck and the limitations of the observation deck, we cannot see the big picture. If you could see it, you would be bewildered, you would be wonderstruck, you would be full of awe. And in the absence of awe and bewilderment and humility and vulnerability and innocence, we are destroying the little ant colony that we inhabit in the magnificence of the multiverse. Think about this. Become a peace facilitator, become a peace ambassador. Join us in the Soul of Leadership course and check out the URLs provided below and become part of the real multiverse which exists inside of you, then no more wars, no more conflicts, no more hurt, no more recycling of trauma, inflammation, mental and physical disease.